Becky McGurra, President and CEO of WCTE, and I'm really happy to have with me Cookeville City Mayor Ricky Shelton. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be with you.
Exciting. It's going to be a big weekend, and I want to say right off the bat, we're usually always live with you at 5, but today we're actually tape delayed.
Well, we're live. We're live right talking, but we're taping it so you can see it.
We're live to tape because we're prepping. We're technically prepping for Red, White, and Boom, and we want to talk about that.
Hammer the boom.
Hammer the boom.
Here comes the boom.
So tell me, this has been a dream of yours. I know. You said you were bringing fireworks back for the 4th of July, and you've kept that promise.
Yeah, and it's turned into so much more. It's kind of cool. My wife and I were sitting on our deck. I was running for office and said, why don't we have a 4th of July celebration in Cookeville? And so we kind of ran on that. And we did it, and I sought out partners that first year, and we had one, and then we've just grown it with partnership. Each and every year, I had most of the folks that joined us on the beginning of this have stayed with us. Almost everyone is the same, and we've added as we've added WCTE as a partner this year, and we're very thankful and appreciative of that. And that's even a bigger deal for us now, which we'll talk about in a minute. But we have it. It's the 6th annual. We started out and we've grown it. The fireworks over the last couple of years have been the 2nd largest fireworks show in Tennessee. Right. But as of right now, as we're taping, Nashville, Tennessee has just canceled theirs. And so we now will have the largest fireworks show in the state of Tennessee on the 4th of July, and literally one of the largest in the entire southeast United States.
Wow, that is so exciting.
It is.
And we are so proud to be a part of this, WCTE. Partnering with you, and Better Cookeville is the lead organization presenting this fireworks and the big concert before. Yeah, and
so again, my wife and I started this foundation, Better Cookeville Foundation. I'm the president of that, and basically we just did this so that we could facilitate events for Cookeville and help with some initiatives and things. And it's something that we want to promote and live beyond us as we leave office in a couple of years to look at and still help the community and do good. So yes, with this year, because of physical distancing and things, so we want to be cognizant of that. And I guess that's one of the differences between some cities cram everybody into one location. And so we shoot our fireworks from the fairgrounds, as everyone knows. But the great thing about Cookeville is with topography, you can view it all over town. Right. Willow Avenue, Jefferson Avenue, Interstate Drive, there's multitude of spots. So we've always attracted a lot of people here. Well, on site at the fairgrounds, we've eliminated all the other events that we've had in the past because of concerns or just protection for people. Right. And so we will have about 15-foot parking spaces at the fairgrounds, so there will be no on-site activities, no vendors. And so there'll be a ability, you can stay in your car if you want, you can get out, put your chairs in front. And then the places that other people are across town, that's up to them how they do it, using personal responsibility and common sense. But we want it to be that we could still have something that we can celebrate for our community and really remembrance and honor of tornado victims and survivors, healthcare heroes, first responders, and all the volunteers since our March 3rd tornado.
Absolutely. And because of COVID-19, it is such a great way for people to be able to act responsibly. Yes. And be in your car, sit outside your own space, and watch the fireworks.
Absolutely.
It's going to be super. And I'm so excited about it. And, you've had a wonderful partner with Stonecom Radio. Yes. And they have broadcast repeatedly all over different locations, and they're going to be able still to be a full broadcast partner the whole time.
Absolutely. They've been with me from the beginning. And the key to this is listen, if you're on site or somewhere in town watching, and you're not home watching it on WCTE or on one of our Mayor Porter or I's Facebook page, and you're watching it live, you must tune your radio to either 106.9, 94.1, 95.9, or 93.7. They're radio stations because the simulcast of the music, the entire show is choreographed and synchronized to music. And if you've never really, what they do is they spend a lot of time choosing the shells and the way they're shot and how they dance and interact with this music. Yes. And a really special thing with inside this is I wanted to do something special for our community of what happened. So there's about a 4-minute window inside here that we recognize the tornado victims and survivors and healthcare heroes and first responders. Wow. And there's 4 special songs in there, and the music is just for that. And and the fireworks the way it's done. And so I heard the soundtrack the other night as it was done, and it literally extremely moving,
awesome.
Very much. So I know people will be appreciative of that and just have a little bit of a great feeling about it.
Absolutely. So, Mayor Ricky Shelton, we want to know about the big the hoot before the shoot as well.
Yes. So again, thanks to you. You're going to broadcast. So we want to have a concert. Can't really do it as normal.
Right,
so
people can't come to the concert.
Right.
I'm just telling you right now.
It's from an undisclosed location. We cannot tell you. Mission impossible. We can't tell you where that is.
Right.
But from 6 to 9 p.m. It will be on WCTE, again on the radio stations that we talked about, and streamed on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Alex Guthrie from The Voice.
Yes.
The Smoky Knights, which is a great local group. I think Americana artists they won. And then Jay Coote. And so 6 to 9 p.m. They each play about 45, 50 minutes. So through that time period, they'll be playing live, and you're going to do some interviews with some folks. And so
give you updates about what's happening with the fireworks and how those fireworks are put together.
That's right. So if you're home and watching and grilling out, you can listen to the music, watch the music. So we just try to make as many options as possible in this unique situation we're in, and still try to have something we can celebrate.
Absolutely. And Stonecomb will be broadcasting. It'll be simulcast at the same time. They'll have some breaks. We'll have our own breaks. But the music and the fireworks and everything will be there for you.
Oh, and the flyover.
Oh, and the flyover, yes.
Yes, so we had requested and have received. There will be a flyover, United States Air Force KC-135 Stratotanker, which is this huge aircraft that refuels fighter jets in the air. Yeah. We'll be flying over at 7:45 p.m. We'll fly over Cookeville, over our hospital, and circle back toward Knoxville. So really special. I want to thank Lieutenant Colonel Chris Messina of the Tennessee National Guard and Master Sergeant Derek Childress of the U.S. Air Force, who helped coordinate this for us. Really special. One of the only, again, I don't know anywhere else in Tennessee this is flying, so this is kind of cool. You'll be able to look up wherever you're at and see this all over Cookeville.
Absolutely. So Mayor Shelton will be back with me in just a few moments, so don't go away. At the end of the show, he'll be back because I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
When you get back. But we want you to be ready now for the 4th of July. Start tuning in early on WCTE. We'll have all kinds of Jamboree footage, which we're going to tell you about in a few minutes with Shan Stout. Mayor Randy Porter's here as well. So, Ricky, you'll be back.
I will.
All right.
Thanks.
Don't go away.
Ford Lincoln of Cookeville and Better Cookeville is proud to present Hoot Before the Shoot, July 4th at 6 p.m. A live virtual concert featuring Jay Coote, Smoky Knights, and the Voice's Alex Guthrie. Enjoy exclusive interviews throughout the concert. Stay tuned for Red, White, and Boom from Cookeville, a fireworks presentation only on WCTE PBS. This broadcast concert is made possible by Better Cookeville, Tennessee Tech University, Ford Lincoln of Cookeville, WCTE PBS, and the following sponsors.
All right. Thank you for being with us at Live at 5 right here on WCTE. And I'm so happy to have with me Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Hi, Becky. How are you?
This feels like old times.
It does. We've been doing this for the last 4 months.
We have been doing this for the last 4 months. And we're coming into a really exciting weekend. And we want to remind people that normally this show is live, but we're all doing lots of technical setup right now to get ready for Red, White, and Boom and the Hoot Before the Shoot. And lots of great things. And, you know, we just value your partnership so much. Thank you so much.
It's a two-way street, Becky. You and I have been working together for years now. I'll never forget when we started the communications project with you. I guess back in the 90s.
That's
probably.
Right.
We're gonna tell too much here of our age, but it's been a great partnership, and the last 4 months would have not been possible with all we've had in our community, and for us to be able to do all the updates and go live like we had would not be possible without you and your team, and we're so appreciative to WCTE.
Well, thank you, and thank you for to you and to Mayor Shelton for bringing us in as a partner on Red, White, and Boom. We're very excited about this. Most people know we're usually at the Smithfield Fiddlers Jamboree. We have a wonderful, exciting new virtual Jamboree. Plus, we pulled Jamboree footage out of the archives, so you'll still be able to see that throughout the whole weekend, really.
Silver lining in everything.
There is a silver lining in everything. And so, you know, we hope to continue this partnership way, way, way into the future and be able to service both communities.
Absolutely.
Both Smithfield, DeKalb County, and Cookeville, Putnam County. So, Randy, this is an important weekend, and part of it is the fact that we are honoring people, our hometown heroes.
Yes. Absolutely. We had so much devastation, injuries, loss of life, and everything in the tornado. We wanted to honor those folks, and our first responders. Sometimes they're in the background. They're the ones that are running into the fires when we're all running out, and they did such a great job in the response to the tornado. Our emergency service agencies, our law enforcement, our volunteers that turned out.
Yes.
And so when Mayor Shelton and I started talking about this, he said, we need to honor those folks. And I said, absolutely. So that's what this is about this weekend is being able to honor those folks and say thank you for what you did.
And all those, as well as the many healthcare workers who are on the front lines during COVID-19.
We were talking earlier, I don't think any of us could have imagined that we'd be going through what we were going through after the tornado and this virus, but we have an exceptionally good group of folks at Cookeville Regional Medical Center, our EMS, all of our healthcare workers and doctors' offices and dentist offices and all across the community that have been on the front line from the beginning, putting their life at risk to make sure that we're being taken care of. And so this is to honor them too. We live in such a great community.
We really do. It's just, this whole region is amazing. And for those of you hopefully watching in Nashville and throughout the Upper Cumberland, we know that you're going to be looking for some fireworks, and we're going to have them here, but you're going to do it in a way that's really safe. And I know the Mayor Shelton just shared a little bit about that. Now, we know our numbers are rising. Should we talk a little bit about the numbers here in Putnam County?
Sure.
We have, and we've got some latest data on that. So if you want to share some of that.
I just looked, and we have about 206 active cases in Putnam County. We've had a little over 800 people test positive since we started back in March. But that is somewhat of a rise. We were averaging about 140 or 50 active cases a day. It's up to about 206, which is not a huge increase, but it's a little bit concerning. But when you look at our population of 80,000 in our county, we've been very blessed to not have any more than we've had. But at the same time, we want to make sure that this weekend is safe. We don't want to do anything that would hurt anyone or make anyone sick. So this is going to be amazing at the ways that you can watch the fireworks this weekend. We are at the fairgrounds, at the Putnam County Fairgrounds. We're going to allow folks to come and park there, but it's probably going to be about half capacity of what it normally is.
Sure.
We're making sure that parking spaces are marked off so that there'll be social distancing in between. You can stay in your car if you want to. If you want to bring lawn chairs, you can sit in front of your car, but we want everybody to still
be safe
and do the social distancing. They're probably going to be about 15 feet in between each car, so that everybody should be good. And it'll be on a first come, first served basis.
Sure.
So we'll be able to park probably only about 500 cars this year. And so we'll open the gates at about 6:30 or 7, come in. If you don't feel comfortable coming, don't. If you've got pre-existing health conditions and stuff, we want you to watch one of the other ways. Historical, WCTE is going to be broadcast this year on WCTE. Our Facebook page is mine, Mayor Shelton. So we've tried to make it to where there's as many options as possible for you to still be able to celebrate our country's birthday and be able to watch the great fireworks that Mayor Shelton and all of his sponsors have put together.
It's really tremendous. And this is your, I believe, is this a sixth year? And so it really has grown over the years. But this is going to be such a special year, and especially with the concert ahead of time. Jake Hoop, winner of The Voice. You know, we were just talking about being at the Hoop in January and celebrating his incredible win, national win. And here we are in July. And we've been through a lot.
We have, and that seems so long ago, and it's actually only been a few months. And so we wanted to bring Jake back, and Mayor Shelton does a great job with marketing. He's got all these sponsors that come on and have joined and are paying for all this. And to have Jake come in and do a virtual concert so that it's going to be on WCTE, it's going to be on Facebook pages, it's going to be on the radio stations, to be able to hear Jake again, it's going to be great.
So we want you to be with us. Randy, in the minute we have left, what does the 4th of July mean to you?
I think it's a celebration of our freedoms that we enjoy in America. we live in such a great community that we talked about. I've never found a place that I love any better than Putnam County and Cookeville, but I always look forward to the 4th of July because I feel like we're celebrating our country's birthday and all the freedoms that we enjoy and all the men and women that fought for those freedoms over those years that gave their lives. I just think it's a time for us to remember those and for us to be able to celebrate our country and what a great country we live in.
Absolutely. All right, we want you to be with us on Saturday, the 4th of July. We'll be starting, WCTE will be offering great programming all day long, but the live show will start at 6 o'clock,
right.
And you'll be there.
Yes, and we thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, thank you, Randy. We'll be back in just a few moments with Shan Stout. Don't go away.
Only on WCTE PBS, the Red, White, and Boom Fireworks Show, live from Cookeville, July 4th at 9 p.m. Tune in from your home for this magnificent display of fireworks. Before the fireworks, enjoy a Hoot Before the Shoot virtual concert airing on WCTE at 6 p.m. This live concert starring our very own voice champion, Jake Hoot. This fireworks show was made possible by Better Cookeville, WCTE PBS, Tennessee Tech University, and the following sponsors.
All right, I'm so excited to have with me Shan Stout. And Shan, you are the host of WCT Smithfield Fiddlers Jamboree.
Well,
broadcast.
I would say I'm half of a host.
Right.
I'm at least the co-host.
You're the co-host along with Jennifer Phipps, and normally we'd be sitting on the square this weekend.
Yes,
in Smithfield.
hopefully enjoying a funnel cake and the 100-degree heat that usually accompanies the Jamboree.
But this year it's a little different, and but I'm telling you, I am so excited about the special that we have put together with you and the Jamboree Committee. You tell what you did with a virtual Jamboree. It is possible, and you were ahead of the game.
Well, Becky, I'll tell you, it was nerve-wracking when the thought of having to cancel the Jamboree came before the board, and we deliberated for a month and a half. And we just really didn't want to pull the trigger, but due to the barriers of COVID-19, and we were seeing ahead of the game what was, the ultimate decision. And so we decided to cancel early so that we could have some sort of marker, some sort of something put down in history that could commemorate the 49th. We didn't just want to not have a festival. But there were no virtual festivals out there to be found, and so
you had to invent it,
we had to create it from scratch, and we really didn't know how it would go. And even a week before, we had very few contestant submissions, so I was sweating bullets.
Wow.
And then the deadline on midnight, that night, our Facebook page got shut down. It was so many video submissions were coming in before the midnight deadline. We had to extend it until 6 a.m. the next morning because people were starting to send us YouTube links and other things because the Facebook page, due to so much action, yes, Facebook shut it down. It was marked closed. Wow. So it was unbelievable. And so the board...
you heard from everywhere, right?
Oh, the farthest was California. We had Arizona, Pennsylvania, and then, of course, all the people in the heart of Tennessee and just across the United States, and from ages 3 to senior adults.
Wow, that is so awesome. I'm so proud of you for doing that, and I'm so excited about this 1-hour special we've put together with the best of the best. Did you limit the competition when you were trying to decide? Did you say, well, we're going to feature just a few of the categories? How did you decide?
Well, time was of the essence. Right. And if we wanted to be able to work with WCTE, we had some serious television deadlines. Right. So we had 27 days for this competition. So we narrowed it down to clogging, which is a crowd favorite, and fiddling. And so we had our fiddlers, we had our cloggers, and we really had so many people, please can we do the mandolin or the dulcimer, all these things, and it was heartbreaking for us, but we knew that was about all we could handle when we already didn't know what we were doing in the first place.
Right. Well, I'm telling you, I've had a chance to to preview the 1-hour special WCT has done on the virtual Jamboree. And Craig Gray, our producer, senior producer, he did such a phenomenal job. You and Jennifer did such a wonderful job hosting. And Suzanne. She
was. Everybody held our hand, and Craig was wonderful piecing together all these little bits because we had to do interviews via Zoom, and have all these videos coming in and do them individually into people's homes, which was a very intimate feeling when you watched the production. It made us cry. And,
Yes.
you know, a silver lining came out of this. And anytime you have a challenge, if you have a good attitude about it, I do believe you can have a blessing that can come out of a curse. And we had, for the first time ever, special needs contestants. We had some contestants that were cloggers with Down syndrome, and they competed, and we had never had that before. So we reached out to the dance instructor, we reached out to their parents, and we voted to have a special Bluegrass Inclusion Dance Award and Music Award for the 50th annual coming up, and that was the first time we've ever had that in Jamboree history. So, it makes us cry.
Well, and it's a wonderful part of our special. I love that. That may have been one of my favorite pieces in the whole show.
Absolutely.
But I thought the whole show was just very moving and entertaining. And so you have a chance to see that. It's going to air at 5 o'clock on Saturday, the 4th of July, right before we go live with Red, White, and Boom. Well, it's actually the hoot before the shoot, and then Red, White, and Boom. So a full night.
Oh,
But
yes.
We've also pulled content out of the archives.
Oh,
And
it's
we're-
a Jamboree Marathon.
Yeah, right. It's Jamboree. We're saying Jamboreeing at home. You can just Jamboree at home and watch it on Friday and Saturday. And we do want to remind folks that even though this is live at 5, we are pre-taping as we're setting up technically for all of the activities over the weekend. So we're not exactly live. We're live right here.
We're alive.
We're alive. But we want you to really be engaged on Saturday as you'll be hosting at 5 o'clock, and then we'll go live with all the festivities that night from 6 to 9.
Well, I think it's going to be wonderful, and I've already set my DVR for everything. So
Yeah. So tell me what do you think is the most special thing that you've learned? And then let's talk just a little bit in our time left about the 50th that will be coming up.
Oh my goodness. Well, I would say through this, the thing that I learned, and I can speak probably on behalf of the Jamboree board as well, is everyone had to take a breath and say, there is a solution, we can move forward, and we can think outside the box. Right. And once we started to do that, we have come up with more and more and more things, and even looking for ways to make the Jamboree more handicap accessible. And for people with neurodivergent or physical disabilities of any kind, we want everyone to feel welcome and come to the Jamboree and be comfortable and safe when they do that. So it has opened a whole new world. And for the 50th, mark your calendars, July 2nd and 3rd, 2021, and it is going to be the Jamboree Family Reunion, and it is going to be a blowout show, I can tell you. The best festival ever.
Absolutely. And we're going to also do a documentary about the history of the Jamboree.
I cannot wait.
It's going to be a super, super year. And just in preparation of this, in the minute that we have left, Jan, tell me, what does the 4th of July mean to you?
Oh my goodness, I've never been to a 4th of July without being at the Jamboree, so this will be a first on Saturday. I have never. So I will be watching fireworks with the family here in Cookeville, and I think it's a time for us to all see our musical family, our Jamboree family, people that maybe you only see once a year, and there's family reunions and high school reunions that happen there, and it's just such a community and a gathering where we all are there to support and love these performers. So remember that as you watch the virtual Jamboree, that we are loving and supporting these performers who had nowhere to be able to compete this year, and the virtual Jamboree gave them that platform.
All right, and we're going to be tuning in for that, and we encourage you to be prepared next year as we'll do the Smithfield Fiddlers Jamboree and Red, White, and Boom on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of 2021.
Wow.
All right, thanks, Jan. We'll be back with Mayor Shelton in just a few moments.
Hi, this is Sam Stout, President and Coordinator of the Smithfield Fiddlers Jamboree. Life's difficult changes can't keep the Smithfield Fiddlers Jamboree from going on. This year, the Jamboree goes virtual as incredibly talented musicians and dancers of all ages have joined in the fun, sending us their competition videos from cities and towns across our great country. Tune in for a toe-tapping, knee-slapping good time and see who will be named the 2020 Smithfield Fiddlers Jamboree National Champions.
All right, Mayor Shelton, we're going to wrap up the show.
Yes.
We have just a few moments left, and what a great show we've had. We just learned that next year's Smithfield Fiddlers Jamboree will be live back on the square in Smithfield.
We hope.
The good Lord willing.
That's right.
Hopefully everything will return more to normal then on July 2nd and 3rd. And then Red, White, and Boom would be on the 4th, right?
Correct.
Of 2021.
Absolutely.
So next year will be a big weekend too, but this weekend coming up is just going to be spectacular.
It is. We're looking forward to it. The weather's going to be great.
Yes.
And so a time to, 4th of July. I mean, it's about celebrating the birth of our nation and the basic principle it was founded on, and that's freedom.
That's right.
And we've talked a lot about freedom in the past few months.
Yes.
And we've got we're so thankful for our veterans and our armed forces and our first responders and our police officers and all those who daily serve and protect and our country and our city and our county and our state. And so it's just an opportunity to show our patriotism.
Absolutely, and recognize those heroes on the
That's
front
right.
lines in healthcare and, as you mentioned, in first responders that go to work every day. And actually, our restaurant owners, our servers, people who have been our grocery store workers. There have been so many who have seen us through these very difficult weeks.
It has. So
as mayor of Cookeville, we have an incredible city here, and you're an incredible mayor. Folks are really, really supportive of each other, and we have a lot of unity here.
We do, and every community has its struggles at times, but it's all about the people of the community, and we have a phenomenal community. We've both been blessed to live here all of our life, and we've seen a lot of changes, and we've helped to be a part of some of those changes, and I know there'll be changes in the future, but if we work together and work toward a common goal of setting personal agendas aside and try to make their community the best possible it can be, then we'll accomplish a lot.
Absolutely. In the minute or so we have left, anything you want to add? I know you've got a lot of folks that have made this whole weekend possible. You probably can't read them all.
We do. I mean,
and we'll be sharing that with you on Saturday.
I know, and I never want to take for granted all the people that have financially made this possible, because without them, we couldn't spend the amount of money that is spent. The government's contribute a very little amount of financial resources. It's all my business partners that do that. All the people that have helped this vision that I've had come to life and continue to come to life, and that's Mayor Porter and now you and Larry Stone at Stonecom and all my financial partners, Ford and Cash Express and Life Church and Cookeville Regional, Athena, and there's 24 more, and we'll all have that on the video screen.
That's
so
right.
Thank you, and
we'll
come out and enjoy. Yes.
Be sure to join us on Saturday, 4th of July. We'll be there.
Absolutely.
Happy 4th.
Happy.
Thank you for joining us at Live at 5. Be sure to tune in next time for additional updates on communities throughout the Upper Cumberland. From one neighbor to another, WCTE PBS is here for you.